this morning we docked in Le Havre in France. Now some see this as the gateway to Paris, but for us, we decided to head to nearby Rouen so we could visit a Christmas market. The train to Rouen was quite easy to get to. We walked to the station in Le Havre and the train journey was about 35 minutes. Once we got to Rouen, we had a little wander around, enjoying the sights and how amazingly beautiful this medieval city is. It's a great mix of old architecture and new businesses, and it was really great to see. Rouen is known as the city of 100 steeples because it's got so many different towers and churches. It was really cool to have a look around. It's also very famous for being the location of Joan of Arc. We started the day off going for a nice coffee in this cute little coffee shop where we had some espressos and some mini macarons, which was very, very delicious. And then we decided to have just a walk around to take some photos of the architecture and to have a look at what was around. Welcome everybody to Normandy in France. Now the ship may have docked in Le Havre, but we have taken the train to the medieval city of Rouen, famous for St. Joan of Arc and for its amazing markets and cathedrals. It's known as the city of many steeples because everywhere you look there are steeples from churches, cathedrals, monasteries and baptistries, and as many of the tourist signs say, they have to tell you, no, this is not the cathedral, because there are so many buildings that look grand enough to be the famous Rouen Cathedral, but you'll be surprised when you actually get there. This itself is the monastery of Saint-Ouen here in the lovely city of Rouen. We have the lovely organ over here, which is the traditional organ that is the most recorded organ in the world. And if you look around here, you see some of the lovely stained glass windows depicting Christ, the saints, and of course the apostles. Stay tuned to see more of this beautiful city. here we are still in Rouen. As you can see, a lot of the buildings here in Rouen are still as they were very medieval style. You see, we're in a lovely courtyard here at one of the many churches here in Rouen, and it's absolutely beautiful with a very similar sort of Tudor period style. Well, we would call it Tudor period because we're British, but the medieval sort of Middle Ages period, 14th, 15th century, absolutely stunning. A lot of these places are now sort of cafes, patisseries, things like that, some of which are part of the church, some are not, and it's absolutely stunning. We've seen so many different churches from all different denominations of Christianity, as it would have been, and some of them still operate today. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad we made the journey out to Rouen. If you are coming into a cruise port of Le Havre and you're wondering how easy it is to get to Rouen, it was a 20-minute walk to the train station from the cruise port, and the train tickets were really cheap. The two of us got here as a return ticket with a total of €38. Really simple, and the train is under an hour. So please do make it a destination of choice. So much better than staying in the port or staying on the ship. A lot of people think that Paris is the only option and it's too far away, so they stay on the ship. Make a trip to Rouen. It's absolutely beautiful, and if you're a fan of Disney's Beauty and the Beast, you can see where they got their inspiration for the movie. It is very much here. So that's it for me for now. And as we head past the world famous clock here, we head to the Rouen Christmas market. We had some nice Viking cider, as well as some nice different tarts. There was lots to see here at the Christmas market. There was food, there was crafts, a little bit of everything. We had ourselves an interesting giant churro, as well as some other little snacks, before heading to a lovely lunch at the Bistrot d'Arthur. We had some wine. I had, for my main course, I had duck, so it was duck breast in a nice sauce with some potato gratin. And Hugh, who was with me, had this interesting sausage made up of all the intestines and gross parts of an animal, but he tried it and really enjoyed it. And for dessert, obviously, we had to have a creme brulee, and I had some ice cream with a chocolate melting cake as well, before we got the train back to Le Havre. Le Havre itself is an industrial port, so although there are some nice little sights to see, such as those flamingos you saw in the lake just there and a little bit of art, it is going to be quite industrial. Although, while you are in this area of France, do make sure to try some Calvados. It's a local apple liqueur, it's what it's famous for. Now back on the ship, we decided to go to Anderson's, which is the gin distillery on board Iona, and they have interesting gin flights. We tried both of the flights they had to offer. It comes with a small portion of 3 different gins and the tonics that go with them. And then we went to Aqua. This is where we had our dinner for the evening, so enjoy pictures of our lovely meal. With our bellies full of desserts, it was time to have a good little walk around the ship to enjoy sail away. The area, as I said, was quite industrial, but there are still some nice views, and it's lovely seeing the ship lit up at night. Next time we would step foot on land would be back in Southampton, so join me in enjoying our final evening before we sail back. As always, if you like my content, please do like and subscribe. It does help me with making more videos. Coming soon is our series on the Carnival Pride cruise to the Norwegian fjords that I'm planning in June.